Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Today, we'll understand the organization structure, how it will be there, and how we need to handle the organization elements. Organization structure or enterprise structure. Do you have any idea on like your Ford and all the sticks? Ford and logistics. Similarly, they're using other software. The same as other software, they are customized software. No, even Ford also using SAP. You know that? No, I don't know. Ford also. I know only the same almost. How they are creating there. You know they are customized software. They are from IBM supported. No, like Ford also using SAP. We worked on SAP. But in plant they are using only CMOS. But other than that I don't know. Everyone says CMOS only working. Some of the persons are working. I don't know. Or like from here to SAP, they may have integration. This organization structure we learned about first day itself. No, this we have not learned. I mean, see, first day. We even like OU, but we have a lot of things in this one. We have the organization structure like company and company code, purchase organization, plant and storage location. Like a company and company codes, these are like. Mostly we handle it from the financial prospect to any organization structure, then it will be started with company and company code and purchase organization and a plant and storage location. Company can be anything like it is like a legal entity. Legal entity. It is a legal entity and which will describe the entire organization. How it can be happen like for example, if you see Ford, generally we call it as a company. If you talk about Ford, it can be handled entire different geographical elements also. Like the Ford is a head group under the Ford. Like if you see Ford India is there, Ford Pakistan is there, Ford Bangladesh is there, Ford Chinese is there. But the company, we will call it as a Ford, which is combination of all entire globe. Your profit and loss statements or legal documents can be handled by the Ford. Then if you talk about company codes, these company codes like we defined based on the region. For example, if you are in Asia, if your organization is divided entire things into 4 parts like Asia, North America, South America, Europe. If they divide in that kind of region, they'll define each company code for certain region. Or if they want to create each company code with respect to of the country specific, for example, generally what based on what we are doing is first is based on the region. And second one is based on the business. And third one is based on the country. Country or currency generally. Based on the currency. Generally, if you see the currency, India is one currency, Nepal is another currency, and China is another currency. Correct. If they want to see profit, financial statements with respect to of the currency level, then we need to define in the currency level based on the business level. It depends on the business how they want to look at their profitable statements, like currency wise or product wise. How they want to look. That can be handled here. Next one is a purchase organization. These purchase organizations are, again, what is the responsibility of this purchase organization? Generally, the purchase organization can be handled for the procurement of material. These purchasing department is one of the entity which generally deals about the procurement of the material and the negotiations of the particular material and the product delivery. All those things can be handled by the purchase organization. These purchase organizations can be plant specific or cross plant or central purchase. For example, let me share with you one example. If for the food company and Ford India is my company code. And for our 4 is my fourth one. For example, if you talk about 4, 1 is the one plant to which these guys are only deals with the engine manufacturers. Generally, these guys won't procure like a plastic and all those things. The covers, the seats. For this, it is not a good. The main motto of this plant is only to manufacture the engines. What they will procure? Generally, they procured the materials which are related to the engine. Then these guys will say, we don't want all of the purchase guys. They don't know about what we need to procure. We need separator purchasing people who will generally specified in the engines. They have those people need to have negotiations with the particular engines. Then what the Ford will do, they will create a separate purchase organization. For other 2 for 1. For 1 they will create a one purchase, separate purchase. For F otherwise F below 1. Ford purchase organization. These guys deals only the procurement of this particular plant. These guys won't procure for FR3, FR4. This kind of purchase organization, generally we'll call it as a plant-specific purchase organizations. Next is a cross-plant purchase organizations. Cross-plant means what? For example, they want some other procurement like FRP purchase organization and this also maintaining for this. Same purchase organizations which can be procurement for this one and this one, FR3 and FR2 also. These kind of things, we'll call it as a cross-plant purchase organization. What is the advantage of when you're doing for the cross-plant purchase organization? The advantage of cross-plant purchase organization is like, for example, I want to procure some and material. That can be used by FR2 and FR3, both the plants. For example, one is there in Tambram, another one is there in Tirunelveli. I have one vendor. That vendor is told I will supply only Tambram for 5 rupees for each material. But if you say Tirunelveli, the value will be increased to 6 rupees. What is happening? Same material, but the distance is different, but you have the increased price. What has happened is you're procuring for the same organization. Why the price differences? It should not be. Then the cross-plant procurement guys will come into picture and they will order bulk. Then they will say deliver. Then they will change the address of this material. The delivery address, one you need to supply to Tambram, another one you need to supply to Tirunelveli. And then they will give that one. What is happening? Your organization will be saved by the different charges. That kind of cases, this can be used. Like a cross-plant purchase organizations can be handled. The next user central purchase organizations, which is also similar functionality about the cross-plant, but the central will be applicable for all the plants. That is a different levels of the purchase organizations. Next is a plant. What does it mean by plant? Generally, plant is a place where you do the manufacturing or servicing, like assembling all those things you will do. That place will call it as a plant. That is about the plant. Plant can be multiple or it can be have the single. The next one is a storage location. The storage location is a place which is inside the plant. Which is inside the plant or which can be outside of the plant also. Sometimes storage location. Generally we use it to keep the stock at sea once we done the manufacturing. What we'll do? We'll keep this finished product material to the storage locations or godowns. Generally, we'll call it as a godowns. From there, we are sending this material to the outside. That is about the organization, elements like a plant and all those things. But how this linkage will be happen like storage location and the storage location FSL1, FSL2 and FL3, SL4. These are the storage locations. And we call it about now. Now these are the independent organizational elements. There is no linkage. how we are going to handle these things, like when you are sending the stock, like when you are sending this material from one to another. Organization elements. How we need to do that, just we'll discuss. Generally, what will happen now? We define like an organization structure like company, company code, purchase organization, plant and store locations. These are the independent organization elements. Which is not dependent, I mean there is no data flow between one to another. For example, I procured some material generally. What should it happen? It should be data need to be flow to the finance. I mean the amount should know to these guys. The finance people need to know because end of the day, these finance guys will do the payment. Even what can things we do, then they will do the changes. Generally, what will happen to increase the data? To increase the data like flow from one model to another model. From the M to F, IMM into S, DM into PP. All those things. That data need to be flow. Then only it will be flown to the other things. In order to flow that, what we will do is we will the interlinkage, like we will assign company to company code. Purchase organization to company. Purchase organization to plant to company code. Storage location to plant. These are linkages we will give. If you give these linkages, what will happen? The data will be flown from one to another. Like when you do the some goods, what will happen? The inventory will be hit. And sometimes what happens? It can be updated by the financial statements. Once you give this kind of linkages, what will happen? You're able to see the full-fledged data integration. If you don't give the integration, there is no updation. I mean, there is no use of these things. That's why it plays a major role. That's why SAP is a most advanced tool when compared to other because of you're able to check the data from one to another. And you can understand the worst of integration about the SAP to other modules. That's the thing about advantages about SAP to others. It's common for every company. This procedure company. This is common for the entire SAP. Whatever we're discussing, this is a common and the business, I mean some standard business, is that apart from that, it will be changed. Based on the business requirements, it will be changed. This is about this topic. We'll call it as assignments. Assignments to organized elements. Someone will ask you, what is your organization structure means? Then you need to tell company, code, storage location, and we will do the linkage like a company code to company purchase organization to company code, plan to purchase organization plan to company code storage location to plant. This is about how these things can be happened. And the next is what are the things like how you give the linkages. See, in the SAP system, there is a transaction path. Generally SPRO or reference IMG. Enterprise structure definition. Financial accounting, defined company. We generally will go to this kind of notes. And then we will do the defined company code, defined plan purchase organization, store locations. A lot of things are here. And if you want to do the assignments, say SPRO, this we will see in the system. Generally, this you can see in the system directly. We'll understand. Assignments. And then you do the assignments of all company. Company to company got a lot of things. You can check it over here. These are the things we can do in our organization structures. How it can be happened. How you need to give the linkage. The most part is like how you are giving the linkage is most important. Generally the definition we can do by copy pasting something and you can create it directly. But if you want to do the linkage and you need to follow like the company to company and all those things, you can handle. This is about how the organization structure, we say a major role when you are defining the things in the enterprise. You clear this topic. Next up, we have the concept called as a master data. What does it mean by master data? The data which is stored for a long time and not change it frequently. Generally, we'll call it as a master. For example, if you want to procure some engine materials, always the material will be same. It won't change the specification like a one to another. Similarly, you will try to keep the master data will be same always. And we should not change directly. This is about how the things are, different kinds of the master data available in our side. What are the different masters we have? We have the material masters. The material master can't change regularly. It is not regularly. But it is not the change in the databases. You make it today. And tomorrow you come and change. It is not suggestible to do the changes because it will impact your orders. That's why generally what people suggest is don't change anything. Once you do, whenever you do creation of the things, you should be cautious about that and how you need to handle that one. That is about how the things is there. And we have the different made master data. One is a material master. Another one is a vendor master. Another one is the info record. Another one is a source list for the arrangement. These are the different types of the masters. Then inside this material master, we have the specific configuration related to the material master. We need to do the specific configuration for the material master. Then we'll know how we can create the materials in the system and how to change, how to handle the masters regularly. That we will discuss detailedly. We'll see how we can handle the one system is ready. Then directly we can start the configuration from the session onwards. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.